skyline turn to a line in the sky. Sniff it all up with $1 in the eye. The trees wave high in the breeze, a mood that breathes the loftiest of highs. Lo and behold, I'm never low, less I'm getting high with a shorty on the low. Yo, being a pro, my profession. Processions for that progression. Feet shuffle on streets, trying to be a king. Like Martin, a fish born in the stream. No Lawrence, looking for my blue streak. Trying to lose this blue streak. Seek and ye shall find.
Alright, yo, this is your boy Kev, of course. The Modern CRWD podcast. Sitting here with my boy Carter.
What's happening?
And we're sitting here with my boy.
Oh, hello, good evening. Salutations, it's Shalom Little. Yep.
Yo, so Carter didn't see you perform, but I actually saw you perform during what is it, Music and Friends?
Music and Friends.
Music and Friends. But nah, like real talk, like I was sitting there. That was my first time ever going there. Shout out to them though. That was really dope. That was a really dope event. We go to a lot of those, and I'm not gonna lie, that was really dope.
That was my second time being there.
What? That was your second time?
That was my second time being in the room. Time, that was my first time performing there, but like I went to like the second one. One of my homies, Alan Thomas, he performed like earlier that year. You know what I'm saying? And then fucked around that night before. I actually ran into Stone Joan. That's who curates Music and Friends. He was performing at this other show that's called Mad Flavor Ill Vibes.
Okay.
Shout out Retro Addy and all that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, every time I've been there, you know what I'm saying, it's been a dope vibe, yo.
Facts. I mean, everybody there is dope as hell, man. I downloaded a lot of music after I left. Yeah, I downloaded your stuff too, by the way.
Preach. And shout out American Sushi. That's where it's been at so far, you know what I'm saying? Black owned studio, little 5 points.
Oh, word. I might pull up over there.
Yeah.
I got some bars laid down too, by the way. You know, I got a few bars. I'll be rapping to my boy right here, but it's unreleased music. Ain't come out yet. It's gonna come out soon.
Alright.
You know, it's the ratchet shit you was talking about earlier.
Alright.
The nines and the shotguns. But nah, real talk, man. When I seen you perform, man, like I'm not gonna lie, when I was there, like I'm one of those hard critics. I'm not gonna lie. Like I go somewhere and I'm just like, am I gonna get the same stuff? Yo, everybody's saying, you know, doing the same cadence when they rap and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm not. When I come to see people actually perform their talents and stuff, I want to see something different. And when I seen you perform, I was like, yo, that shit was dope. The whole time, I mean, if y'all check my Instagram, I actually got a video where I was saying the whole time I was like, bars.
Like, man, I appreciate that, bro.
Real talk, like, and I mean, you musically talented, bars, man. I just wanted to tell you that, and that's the reason why I have you sitting here.
Yo,
so let's get the little backstory from you. Like, where did it all start?
Well, I feel like, I mean, everything's in alignment, but consciously I got into this shit accidentally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was at dinner someplace on the north side, my mom, my aunt, and this dude she was dating at the time, and, you know, I'm like 11, you know what I'm saying, and her dude is like, yo, you want to spit? Now, mind you, you know, of course, I've just starting to grow and listening to like rap music, and I've been around certain things, but I've never acted as an artist. So when he saying spit, I'm literally thinking like, yo, man, you about to spit? And I guess I was the one out clueless because everybody, including my mom, who don't really listen to rap, she knew what he meant. They said that, so I turned to my mom. I'm like, yo, is it okay for me to spit? Like, right here?
Yeah.
Right now? She like, yeah. So I get up at the table, I start spitting on the floor. Everybody just busts out laughing at me like, nah, bro, like, no, like, can you rap? And I was just like, oh. Then I felt, you know, silly. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
How I'm gonna come back. And then he had me like, yo, freestyle right now. I don't know, I said some boo-boo ass shit.
And that's how it started.
And that's how it started, but he like sparked my interest because, you know, it came out a moment of embarrassment. And like sometimes being embarrassed is needed. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like open your mind up to some shit. You know what I mean? So like that next week, he started like coming so where I was living at, and breaking down, because he was doing music at the time, and then he started just like introducing and feeding me different artists like Big Pun, Black Star, a lot of different Wu-Tang stuff like that.
Word.
And then this is like 2000, so at the same time it's all No Limit, Cash Money. I'm big in DMX,
Facts.
Jay-Z, Ja Rule, all these like people popping. That's when I first started writing, and like really when I first started listening to rap, my introduction, what I'm saying, was Big and Pop. That's like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole to everybody now. Like when I first started listening for real, like paying attention, it was Big and Pop. So like to me, lyrics, it's always in the equation. You know what I'm saying? Your bars, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck you saying, it's like whatever you saying, how you saying it, it plays a part. You know what I'm saying? And then the production, that's just it helps build with the vibrations of how you gonna take all the words in and shit.
Exactly. So that's I mean, shoot, that's pretty dope. I mean, I gotta ask you this question before I ask you any other question, because we asked everybody the same question, man. Big or Pop?
As far as what?
Who's the best?
As far as what?
I mean, we didn't get that one yet. You the first person.
As far as what?
So let's just say if you had to pick. Well, let's just do it like this, since we had to pick between the two. If you had to pick to listen to either one of them right now, I have Tupac's collection, I have Big's collection. Who you listening to right now?
Like right now in this moment.
At this moment, you popping in the CD in the car right now.
Right now, I'm probably playing like some unreleased Big or like Ready to Die, but depending on how I'm feeling, I might play like 7 Day Theory. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That Machiavelli shit.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? It just in the climate we are, it's cold fuck outside and it's dark as fuck outside.
Word.
So it's like it's that robbing season, as they
word.
say in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's
Word.
probably why I be one of those.
Or okay. I mean, you're the first one to actually question me back. I'm just impressed by
Because
that.
I like that whole thing. I feel like people do that now with like Drake or Kendrick or like other people. Is like that's comparing like beer to wine. You know what I'm saying? They're two different types. They two different types of MCs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's almost like kind of like ridiculous to keep trying to. They did different things and they sustained their energy in different ways. Like, you know what I'm saying, if we just talking strictly music and performance, you know what I'm saying, everything outside of that, of course, what they did as individuals, that they were just on some different shit.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I mean, it's like, for me, I think when people get into that conversation, for me, it's just about what you really were raised up on top of that, and then like what your ear is listening for. For me, it's like I love both. You know what I'm saying? But Big was always played in my house every day. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, first he was playing, he's playing island music, of course, because he's from Trinidad. But he's playing that.
Yo, shout out Trini Massive, man. You know
Facts. And then after that, Big was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like Big was Ready to Die was playing all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like for me when it comes down to the Tupac and Biggie conversation, I love both. And again, they're two different people, two different styles. But it's just like for me, I always would pick Big. That's just me. We have some other people that pick Tupac, but I just always have to ask to find out. I gotta find out. What you think? What I've never asked you actually. Pick a pop.
That's true. I'd say my favorite would be Biggie, to be like straight up. Like I would say Biggie.
Okay.
Like I rock with Tupac. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I would say Biggie more.
Okay.
And like, I mean, both of them made like, you know what I'm saying, shit for the radio, but like, I just like Big, like, cause he get hella fly with it, but it still had extra like kind of gutter, like, you know what I'm saying,
No,
like,
I like the
just,
that's what for me. I love
but
it.
he was making like some pop shit, you know what I'm saying, like that. I mean, if we talking about like shit that we playing on the radio or playing in the club like that, of course, Big gonna have it more than
Facts.
pop, you know what I'm saying? Just off the type of records it was making and shit like that. But, they all express their ratchetness, you know what I'm saying, their own way. the Ratchets and the Righteous, which is what I'm doing now. Self-plug
Word.
into the EP that I got out right now, Readily Building Genius.
Y'all
You know
make sure
what
y'all
I'm saying?
get that.
Yeah, man, it's an archive.
So tell me about it. Like, what inspired you to make that EP?
So, yo, really, I had initially wanted to put this out like 2015. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But like, you know, with my music and like when I'm actually putting out like a body of work, you know, I like to conceptualize it from inception to like how it's gonna be executed. And we're Readily Building Genius. So it's a play off of a concept, you know what I'm saying, as a black man. My experience is like, you know, in order to not just survive but to thrive, you have to be constantly on your P's and Q's, on your square, and, you know, like building on your genius, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, making good, successful moves, but also like when you make mistakes, how you gonna recalculate, get your shit together, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like as a massive, you know what I'm saying, as the melanation of black people across this globe, you know what I'm saying, like we have to constantly be building our collective consciousness, because it is a war anti-blackness, you know what I'm saying, throughout the world, you know what I'm saying? We be fighting amongst ourselves like, I ain't African, I ain't black, don't call me this, don't call me that, like really on some self-identity. We have a self-identity crisis, you know what I'm saying? So like Readily Building Genius, between the family structure and throughout the neighborhoods and communities throughout, like we had to do that if we wanna win this war, you know what I'm saying? And so like it's Readily Building Genius, but it's also the short abbreviated is RBG, which is a play off the Pan-African like flag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Red, black, and green.
Oh, that's dope.
So that's why, like, if you see on the cover, the letters are spelled in the colors in the way that they are, red, black, and green. That's kind of bringing, like, you know, well, the red for the sacrifice, the black for the solidarity, the green for the prosperity and abundance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like that.
there's some deeper levels into that, like if you researching your political organization. But like everybody in the community is not going to be necessarily politically organized or looking to do that. We all got our roles to play. So really, like, this EP more or less throughout the years is just documenting my growth as a person, and you know what I'm saying, just sharing my story. So maybe like all of us, no matter, you know, age, demographic, how much money we may be making, you know what I'm saying, gender, sexuality, whatever, like we all facing shit as black people across this globe, that maybe something in my story universally we can identify with. So I would say that's what the records kind of like reflect upon.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna definitely listen for sure. Is that? Man, I just love how you explained that. Because most people, they just be like, my shit fire. You be like, okay.
Yeah, my shit is fire though. I just had to go into detail, like,
Hey man,
what is
shoot,
shit?
hey, I love it. Shoot, you sold me. I mean, shoot, if it was a car, I would have been bought the car. To tell you
Yo,
the truth, for real.
respect, man. Yeah, it's out now. Right now, I got it for sale on my Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? ShalomLittle.bandcamp.com. Right now, as far as streaming, it's available on SoundCloud to stream. It's going to be available on all major platforms. Once, you know what I'm saying, some things clear up or whatever like that. So it definitely is, it's accessible right now. It's going to even be more accessible very soon in the near future. So
Most definitely. So let me ask you this. I mean, with being, a lot of artists, everything, you know, a lot of things inspire them. And I see that the way that you explain yourself is just very, very, very professional, and I can see how serious you are about your art. Like, what inspires you to make your music, or what to be able to spread your message?
Man, honestly, if I didn't have this as a device of expression and manifestation, I probably would have been killed myself, or I would have killed somebody, or I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, really, it helps in the process of my mental health,
Most
of my
definitely.
mental growth, you know what I'm saying? And my spirituality, being able to discover and uncover with this as like a tool to do that. And also, it's just a way, over the years I've grown to love to entertain and like be able to express my gifts and shit, man. Yeah, like putting in that time, like to really focus on something that I feel like I have actual ownership of, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when it comes to our intellectual properties, and we look at the history, you talking about Hollywood, you talking about sports, you talking about the record industry, you know what I'm saying? We're 9.5 times out of 10 the architects of this shit. You know what I mean? But we've more than likely been the least to actually gain and sustain and be able to invest in like our children and our children's children with it. So it's definitely like an opportunity as well to, stake something into that intellectual property and help plant other seeds in other areas as well, you know what I'm saying?
And I mean, I think that's just like, I think anything that we do, I think that should be a message that everybody should be able to plant those seeds in other people or in other things, so that, like you said, manifest into something else, for later generations maybe. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I mean, just like how you said, if I ain't do this podcast, man, I don't know, I played too much Grand Theft Auto, so I probably killed somebody.
Take the car, shake it to the station, old school shit.
Go rob a gas station or something,
Like crazy shit.
And my boy Carter said, like some crazy shit. Yeah, I see it in your eyes. You was serious.
Yeah.
You was serious.
Like, I understand.
Yeah, this is fun. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And this is an opportunity, like, who really wants to like work for somebody else at the end of the day? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur or boss, CEO, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of like, more times than not, and I've worked jobs. The people around me be miserable as fuck because they don't got nothing else going on in their life. They just want to gossip. They want to fuck at the workplace. You know what I'm saying? They want to steal shit. You know what I'm saying? They just want to gossip. Like when you got more than just that one thing you do in your life, and you living out the spectrum, you're not caught up in all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely feel like on the media tip, because I actually I'm part of helping start a media group a few years ago, Black Noise Media. So doing podcasts and shit like that. I always, you know what I'm saying? So when I get invited to do podcasts, I just get to be the guest. Like, I enjoy that shit.
That's a fact, man. I just love that. For me, it's just like I love talking with people and understanding people's stories. And like, that's why it's called the Modern Crowd. Like, because how I looked at it one day, man, I just saw like all my friends, my girlfriend, everybody else. It was just like, we like to do different things, you know what I'm saying? I like talking. I mean, that's just to be totally honest. I talk about sports and anything all day, you know what I'm saying? I love to understand people, you know what I'm saying? And I just know that other people want to do other things. There's filmmakers, there's people that want to rap, there's people that want to act, that I hang with and stuff like that. And I want to be able to see them do that too, you know what I'm saying? Because bro, we all live life, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that we were meant to live life just to be miserable, just like you said, and gossip and not enjoy life and wait for somebody to tell you, oh yeah, this is your off day. You can go to wherever you want, but you got to be back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I
Well, even to when you can go use the bathroom.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm grown.
That's facts. That's facts. I mean, I go to the bathroom. I feel like I've been doing that since elementary, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Carter. Carter just sitting there like, boy, man, I had to ask. I had to get a hall pass. Yeah, man. But no, that's cool, man. Like, real talk. Like, I mean, I can just tell just off the energy. Like, you would definitely, like, I do a lot of research on people. Not saying that I be, doing no, like, FBI stuff.
But
like
sometimes you gotta creep on the internet.
Yeah, sometimes. But no, I see that what you're doing, man. Like I guess the best way to say it is I congratulate people that what you do, like, for real, because you actually put your message out there and you stand by it. Some people put things out there like, well, I didn't mean it like that, and it's like, if it's a pig and it oinks, that means it has to be a pig. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is, but that's why like I've listened to some of your music.
Word.
I love that shit.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Real
Thank you.
talk, I love it, like for real, because I'm like one of those people, like I can't listen to your music unless it gives me some sort of message. You know what I'm saying? If you can't give me a message, then there's no point in listening to it. And what are you laying down on the mic for everybody to remember you by? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Crit in the Vent, because that's basically what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those who don't know that line, it's like, you don't feed my soul that I can't listen to it.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and congratulations to y'all, man. Y'all, this is one of the more professional settings I've been in. Got the lights, the mics.
Word,
you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
The setup, man. So, I mean, yeah, man. Like, I appreciate that, yo. I like, part of it is just like the people I've grown up around. Like, even if I don't hang up around them like how I used to, if I come around, they hear me or see me talk about some shit they know I ain't gonna do, they be like, man, you fraud. You know what I'm saying? And I can't, I mean, outside of that, first and foremost, I don't see the point of me spending my time and my energy telling a story that I haven't experienced. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you just said a whole mouthful right there, boy.
Nah.
For real, you can't. How can you truly understand it if I'm just telling a story that somebody else did? You know what I'm saying? You don't understand those feelings. You don't really. I guess you don't catch the real essence of it. That's how I feel about it.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, I go from everything on this EP, for example, you know, interweaving just like my perspective on the black consciousness, as well as just like my experiences like Palestine. But then I'm talking about me dealing, you know, with succubus energy and, you know, like witches and shit, because you know there's I don't know, it seems like an uprising, you know, as far as like the spiritual and more occult things, you know. We're conditioned coming up in any part of the Americas, you know, we raised some type of Christian, you know what I'm saying? So now you see more people within the past recent years we getting in touch in more non-traditional westernized ways of spirituality. We get in touch back to, you know, more of African roots, things and like that. So yo, man, like, just talking about shit like that, my experiences with my niggas, just growing up, just what I'm looking to manifest, what I'm looking to build, strive upon, and just you know, just my tale. Some of it is righteous, more leaning, more, a lot of it is ratchet, because, you know, I've done a lot of fuck shit, you know what I'm saying, as well as with like the cool shit that people respect me for. And you know, I take it all in stride as I go on, you know what I'm saying? So vibe with it, you know what I'm saying, like that. Some of the records definitely check out. Ice in My Cup, Half and Half, Crabs in the Barrel, Dark Matter, you know what I'm saying? Those are some of the more records that I definitely feel like get on. I got one called So What I Said It, which is like totally left from probably the majority of the EP, but as you play it, it all fits. So I mean, my shit fire. So I don't know, my shit fire, bro.
So let me ask. Let's ask these final questions here. When is the next time you performing?
Yo, pull up. We doing our 1 year anniversary of All Rapidy Raps.
Okay.
That's so All Rapidy Raps. That's a brand I helped kind of put into fruition this time last year. You know what I'm saying? Thus far, we mainly been doing like monthly concerts, mostly at Gallery 992 in the West End of Atlanta, aka Ratchlanta. You know what I'm saying? So we having our 1 year anniversary, so we bringing out a lot of the alumni from last year, as far as like some of the dope of that. So I definitely will be in the building. I definitely will be doing records off here, as well as some like other shit people fuck with me on, from Subjack, Excited Delirium, Ratchlanta episodes 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? Probably be popping some champagne again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At the EP listening that I just had at 992, you know, I kind of just wanted to feel like how I would at the dojo, which is where we usually record at, or in my crib. So I'm usually sipping on something, smoking whatever. So you know, we broke out, kind of just vibed out and shit. So you know, we might do that again. You know what I'm saying? So like that's gonna be Thursday, January 30th, 9 p.m. Gallery 992 in the West End, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? Just off the love, like being around 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, just send us that flyer. We'll definitely come by. We're gonna
sure,
post that for sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. So let us go ahead and just one more time. Go ahead and give them all your platforms so they can go ahead and listen to your music, man.
Just anything that's popular that you like to go to, just type my name, SHALOM LITTLE. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all the other streaming platforms that people like to go to, it'll be out there very shortly. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Buy my shit. You can listen to it and then you can buy it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against streaming. Nothing against streaming. Streaming is cool, but that's like pennies on pennies on pennies on the dollar. When I like my who like they shit up front. I like my shit up front. You know what I'm saying?
Like my shit up front. Remember that.
And you know what I'm saying? So definitely check me out over there. You know, any regular social media, it's my name, Shalom Little. I just try to keep it simple as possible.
Word. Well, Carter, you have anything you want to say before we let him go?
Yeah, man, just, you know, big ups and congratulations on, you know, everything you've done so far, but it sounds pretty good, man. Just keep going.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, bro.
All right, well, my name is Kev, Shalom Little. This is Carter, a.k.a. LeBron, and we are out.
You're
more like a fat snack. Withdraw before you come without the cash back. Lust to leave you online looking like cash stacks. Back in the day, you left me on red blue balls, stifle my pride. So now I couldn't have that. Now I got the game twisted like a fat stack. My success got your mind fucked without your hand smacked. Shake money to seven contact that yeah. Cost you more than 50 cents for me to even clap that. Bondage up the stock like the NASDAQ. But your soul sold out, my you can't have. Was a gold digger to a cold nigga whose soul's on ice without red black.